Congratulations, that must feel like a huge win after Monday's defeat against Leeds and coming here to a tough place as well. How big does it feel?
Oh, obviously it's an amazing feeling for us. We had to bounce back. It's not just about Leeds. We are 2 games that we didn't win. So we knew that we had to make a great performance today because Chelsea is a very good side. And it was very important for us because we know our aim is to get to top 4. They are the closest one there to top 5, let's say. Making distance is perfect for us, and that's what we need.
Listen to these fans behind you. How brilliant were they all game?
No, they were amazing. To be honest, already in the warm-up, I felt that they were on. To be honest, every away ground we go, we feel at home, and today was no different.
18 Premier League assists for you now. That is 2 off the all-time Premier League record of assists in a single campaign. Do you set yourself individual records?
Oh, I said every time that I want to do better than the season before. I want to improve my game overall, not assists, not goals, but overall everything I'm included. I need to improve every week because I want to become a better player, and I want to end my career as the best as possible.
And just a word on the team as well tonight, a makeshift defence. How do you think they did tonight, keeping a clean sheet here as well?
No, great performance, everyone. The 5 at the back with Sene. Noose, great job today playing out of position. Diogo and Luke Shaw, really, really good in the duels on 1v1 with the wingers. Aiden, amazing again, young kid. He transforms himself when he comes on the pitch. But then I think also a part of the guys in the front that we put a big shift in. Cass and Kobe today were amazing, were brilliant, and were vital for us to get the win today.
And as you say, it's 10 points clear of Chelsea now. Just how close do you feel to securing Champions League football for next season?
Oh, I feel 3 points closer. That's it. And now we have another game that we have to win. We know that we need points to get that place secured, and we're going to be doing everything as possible to be as quick as possible.
Well done tonight, and you're today's player of the match. Congratulations. Thank you.
A result that delivers a massive blow as well to Chelsea's chances of Champions League. Joe, what do you think that does to their chances of qualifying now?
It makes it very, very thin. They're going to try and hunt down Liverpool. Obviously Liverpool losing Ekitike, you know, how are they going to finish the season? But you know, I think the telling one is the 4 defeats in a row, not scoring a goal, without scoring a goal, and since '93. So that's a little, you know, that's where we're at the moment. You know, and they got to get through. They got to stick together, get through this tough period. I mean, there's a lot of things wrong at the club. There is. You're spending a lot of money. You know, and it's just if you don't spend it in the right places at the right time with the right reasons and cause, you're going to end up with a lopsided squad. We were talking and we said about, you know, there's nothing wrong with the performance today. The goalkeeper made a little error, and we wasn't clinical. The centre forward wasn't good. But the margins at this level are so small. So you have to do everything right, and at the moment the club's, you know, just fallen from what we expected. So it's very tough.
Do you think they're in danger now of missing out on European football altogether, Owen?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, even up to 12. You know, the gap is so tight from 6 to 12, and they've got a really difficult run in Chelsea. And you know, and as you said, they're not really scoring goals. You know, I think in these moments you need leadership. You look at Bruno Fernandes today. That's what you get. You get leadership. Obviously, you get quality, 19 assists. But you get leadership in difficult moments. That's when you know players. You need people when you're struggling. Young players are the best when you're cruising. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no real adversity. But I think sometimes the young lads need somebody to lean on when you're struggling. And you think about some of the issues Chelsea have had. Chelsea were good today. Actually played all right. But in the crucial moments, they didn't defend well enough. And at the top of the pitch, they didn't really finish the chances off. I think they hit the post 3 times. So it's the easiest fix. It's just get a bit of experience. Sort the goalkeeping position out, get a couple experienced centre-backs. The rest of the team, actually, I think they've signed some great players. But you look at Man United with Bruno Fernandes, you look at, you know, you need a Marquinhos or a Bastoni or a Van Dijk, somebody of that ilk to help these young lads, because actually a lot of it is actually okay, but they need some experience to rely on when it's difficult.
They certainly had the best of the early exchanges in that first half, but then Manchester United went and scored with their first shot on target, their only shot on target tonight, Joe. But Wesley Fofana was off the pitch at the time, dealing with an injury.
Yeah, that's when I talked about the goalkeeper. I thought he was rash. I think this is the pivotal moment. Like, you know, that a well-structured back four and goalkeeper that's nice and calm, understands that doesn't happen when you're crashing into your own players. Listen, it wasn't a bad mistake, and Sanchez was okay tonight. We're thinking, Owen's talking about more in the scheme of things, but as soon as he comes off the pitch, you adjust. Caicedo goes into the back four, you know, they reshuffle it, and then all of a sudden Bruno Fernandes there's great players with exposure. He runs into the space. I think Garnacho can do better here. You know, if you're going to get back there, deal with it, deal with the problem. It gets cut back, and it's a wonderful finish from Cunha. He's coming in. You know, it's moments, right? So here you've got him facing away from goal. It's not Adama Traore, and all due respect to him, you can deal with that. You can deal with him, but you just let him waltz past you and just drop it. Look, have a look, put it up on a plate. Cunha's come in, and he's bobbling in, and he's just, you know, it's like these little things that Chelsea are doing at the moment are costing her. Going back to what you said about Bruno, I'd say Casemiro as well today.
100%.
You know, on both ends of the pitch, Casemiro defending the box at the end.
Class.
It just to see in your head, just to organise, just to talk players through it, be there at crucial moments. It's very frustrating.
Let's talk a bit more about Bruno Fernandes, an 18th assist of the season. He's hunting down that all-time Premier League assist record as well. But you said at half-time, Owen, he just hands out gifts like Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's the best at it in the Premier League. You know, Kevin De Bruyne was the best for a while, but it's Bruno right now. And right now, I think he's the best player in the Premier League. It depends. He's had the best performance over the whole season.
You think he's the player of the season?
No, I think it will depend on who probably wins the title. So I think if it's an Arsenal, it'll be a Declan Rice or a Gabriel. If it's not, if it's City, then I think it will probably be Bruno Fernandes. So he's been fabulous, you know, just in terms of creation and assists, and again a bit of experience. But you know, take nothing away from also the goalkeeper Lamens. He's had a huge impact on this United team.
And we can see Michael Carragher coming out to join us. Good to see you, Michael. Thank you.
How are you?
And congratulations on that win tonight. With the defensive issues that you've been dealing with leading up to this game, just tell us how you assess that result, that performance against a rival for those Champions League places.
I can't play that one down. That was massive. That was a big win for us. I think I thought they obviously had some opportunities, but to keep a clean sheet like we did and defend like we did. There was a lot of work had to go into the last day or so in terms of prepping the team and obviously with a new kind of back four. I thought Aiden and Noose coming in were incredible, really. Aiden is such a young age, and Noose not really playing centre back in the back four. So and then they're protecting them. So there was a lot of work. I have to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff on getting the boys ready for that, and the players for taking it on board. It's a tough place to come, and Liam's teams are hard to play against. And I thought the boys put in a magnificent performance tonight.
Mickey, since you've been at the club, Manchester United have won more points than any other club. What was the when you walked in the door? What was the first few things you felt you needed to address to get the lads going?
Make them feel good, make them understand and appreciate playing for this great club. And it's easy to forget sometimes, you know, and the position that we're in, and then trying to put them in a shape that kind of suited everyone what we thought. And I think we can play better. I think there's loads of layers to come, Coley, but I think results to build momentum and build a foundation is something. We've got some good players, we've got a good squad, and we want to keep improving, really.
And can I ask you about Bruno Fernandes as well? Another assist for him tonight. He just consistently delivers his 18th. How much do you want him to get that all-time Premier League record? How much does he deserve it?
Yeah, I suppose you deserve it when you get it, really. It's one of them. But of course, I think his impact has been immense for us for a period of time since the first time I was here. And he's carried that on the way through. And in big moments and big games, he's there. And he plays most games. He stays fit. He's hungry. He had a big shift to do in the middle in terms of out of possession and cutting off the middle of the pitch and defensively. But he was willing to do that for the team, and he get the rewards. And Mateus comes in middle of goal where we've won him to be from the opposite side and scores his goal.
Owen says he just hands out gifts, but what else does he give you in terms of that leadership on the pitch, but also in the dressing room and training as well?
He's obviously a big personality, he's a big character, he's the captain for a reason. I think sometimes it's about leading by example and showing the way a little bit, and he's definitely vocal, and he's just a big presence on the pitch. You know, he's a big part of this club over the last few years.
I mean, you must have been really proud after the difficult result against Leeds for the boys. Like you said, to come to the bridge is tough. You know, they make it a really tough game. For the boys to bounce back the way they did, I thought the fans were exceptional. Actually, it was a very complete performance. Even though you didn't create that much at the top of the pitch, it felt like it was a real bounce-back performance in a massive top-4 game.
Yeah, I think we can play better than it's in some parts of the game. Some games are there for getting the result as well. I don't. There's no shame in that. I think some coming here, we haven't over the years had a great record.
No, right, yeah.
I suppose records are to be broken, and we kind of came here looking forward to it. It's a tough league, and you can go from result to result, and there's a lot of teams beating everybody, and so it's getting a perspective on that. It was a disappointing on against Leeds at home, but today coming here and having the moment with the supporters at the end is they're the special moments that you want to be part of, you know, and the boys enjoyed that one.
The fans celebrated at the end. Like it felt big. It felt like they know Champions League football is coming back. Do you feel it's pretty much there now?
It was a big win for us. I think we don't want to look behind us. If I'm totally honest, I think I understand what it means, of course. But we want to be trying to improve and move forward up the league. We're still not high enough. We want to be higher. So, but it was good for the supporters. I think hopefully they're enjoying it and they come in, they travel home and away, and they're getting entertained. And listen, we'll win some. We might not always win, but I think doing it in a way where everyone can buy into it and have that connection and have the moments like that. It's what we're all in it for, really.
Mickey, I heard you was enjoying your time away from management, and you're obviously enjoying it back in management. Is there any time frame on your future from the club, or is it just get to the end of the season and sit down?
Honestly, I'm. Listen, I love being here.
Joe's a journo now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's meant to be my mate. No, to be honest, I understand the situation, so I'm and it's kind of it's a little bit out of my hands. You know, I love what I'm doing. I love being here. You can't get. You want to be part of nights like this, you know. I want to be part of special things and trying to create a team and get the best out of players, and I love this place, so we'll see what happens, but I haven't got a time frame is the answer, to be honest.
Carragher, you know what, since you took over, could you have ever imagined going this good? Do you know, have the most points since you've taken over? He's quite remarkable, really.
Yeah, you don't really know exactly what to expect, you know, and I think coming into it, we just wanted to galvanise everybody and have that connection and whatever that kind of special feeling is for playing here and then trying to build on it. But yeah, like you say, what's that, 12 games and being top of the league in that small is something that we can be proud of. It's, as I said before, we want to be higher in the big league, really, you know, and we've got a little bit of work to do for that, but we want to keep moving in the right direction.
Michael, we appreciate you coming out to join us. Enjoy the journey back to Manchester as well. Cheers. After that. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well done, top job.
Top job. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Yeah, he wants to be here. We all know how much he wants that job. Do you think it's only going to be when that Champions League is secured mathematically that they sit down and talk about it, Joe?
Realistically, I think he's secured, and like you got to be. It's absurd to think of not giving it. Like you said, what more can he do? He's come in. He's got more points than any other person in any other team.
Joe,
what more can you do?
Modern football and not give it to him.
Yeah,
some of the decisions that are actually made.
How big of a gamble would it be from the club to not give it to him?
No, it would just be absurd.
It doesn't make sense.
It wouldn't be a gamble. It'll just be absurd for him not to give it to him.
He's proven that he can do the job. Since he's taken over, they're the best team in the Premier. They beat Man City and Arsenal, the two best teams in this division. You know, so he showed that he can set up a game plan on the counter. Obviously, today they did something similar. Carragher understands the players, and that's probably why he's there. You know, he understands the pressure of playing for this football club. He put the boys in the right position where they need to play to succeed, and they're better in every capacity. So to give it to him after giving it to him probably at the time when you wouldn't have expected it would be utterly ridiculous. And especially, I think today solidifies it. If they hadn't won today and not got into the Champions League play, then you could have the debate. Maybe bring in somebody more experienced. After today, and if he finishes third, I don't see how you couldn't give it to him. It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever.
Two big Michael Carragher fans, but a massive result for him tonight, which surely enhances his prospects of getting that job at full time. A bad night.
Player of the match, created the only goal with the moments of brilliance from Bruno Fernandes and 2 closer to that all-time Premier League assist record in a season. These are the numbers from the match today. Manchester United, as Bruno said, closer to Champions League football. Do you think that performance and these 3 points all but guarantees them?
Yeah, and without a doubt, they're in the hotel, they're waiting for the games tomorrow and going, oh, Spurs now leapfrog us if we're West Ham. Nottingham Forest are getting, well, they would have gone above them as well on goal difference. So everything can change. Bang, that goal goes in. Now we've got an opportunity. Tomorrow, Nottingham Forest against Burnley at home. Brilliant on Thursday night in Europe, Premier League. Now we have a chance to make that gap even bigger. And that is a problem. When it's out of your hands, it can be challenging. West Ham obviously got Palace on Monday night, so their fortunes changed. And that's why it's getting even harder for Spurs. I said it was a must-win tonight. Next week now is critical away at Wolves.
It feels like obviously every game is going to be so important now for Spurs, isn't it? Depending on what happens around them. Say Forest and West Ham do win their games then. How are Spurs going into these next couple of games? Because they have to fight now, don't they?
They've got no choice.
Yeah.
They've got no choice. We was looking at the table earlier on and Spurs would have jumped to 16th. And then all of a sudden, West Ham and Forest are thinking, we have to win. And that's a different kind of... They can be a bit more relaxed about tomorrow. Of course, they want to win, but they can be a bit more relaxed. When you see the team jump above you, all of a sudden it gives you a different feeling. Tonight, they'll be thinking... They'll have a sigh of relief, thinking like, OK, we need to go and win tomorrow, but there's a little bit less pressure on it, and then winning in the way they need to tomorrow. You know, like I said, if they'd have jumped today, it would have put a bit of pressure on those guys. But there'd be Forest and West Ham be looking at it thinking, if we can win tomorrow, we make it even harder for Spurs to climb out of it. Spurs can't really worry about anybody else now. It's just about what they can do. They've got 5 games to go. They need to win all 5 of those games. They'll be thinking that in the dressing room. That's what the manager will be telling them. Don't worry about anybody else. We've got to worry about what we do, because that's what's going to get us out of this position, not what anybody else does, what we do in that changing room.
I suppose, though, when they're looking, is that Forest, West Ham are coming into this sort of run-in with a bit of momentum.
Yeah, and this time of year you see some crazy results. Teams are looking at different aspects. Crystal Palace, Europa Conference League. Leeds have got an FA Cup semi-final. West Ham, all their eggs are in trying to stay in the Premier League. I mean, what a week Leeds United have had. Going to Old Trafford on Monday night, picking up 3 points there, then winning a game that they will have looked at and gone, this is a game we have to win at home at Ellen Road today. And they did that. So there's so many games. I looked at that. Next week is a must-win. You know, but you can look at it, you can implement, all right.